Mihail, did I pronounce that right? Please do correct
It's
me if I
it's
didn't. Mihail.
it's Michal.
Mihao. Sorry.
Yes.
Mihao,
Yeah.
please give an introduction about yourself.
So my name is Michal. I'm from Poland. I live in UK for past 10 years, and I've joined the real world in August 2022.
Mhm.
For the first few months, I was just playing around across different campuses. Then I joined affiliate marketing campus. That's where I learned editing. Then I eventually landed a client from inside the real world in one of the charts in a freelancing campus. And
Mhm.
recently, I landed another client again from inside the real world. And I made my first money in February. That was
Mhm.
1K a month retainer. I keep having that retainer until now. Uh, and just in September, I landed because I was trying to get more clients from within the real world. I went
Mhm.
through like a couple of people. I found one guy which teaches me new style of editing as well. So with him, the volume differs, but right now, because with him, I made extra over $400 last month.
Mhm.
So I made for $1,444 last
Mhm.
month. This month it was a bit on and off because the volume is not really predictable. But right now the guy had got more volume coming in, so I should be able to reach 2K this month as well.
Yeah, solid. Why did you choose video editing? Did you just enjoy doing it, or did you see the most potential within it?
To be honest, I just because in the beginning I wanted to kind of do freelancing on the skill from my job, but I realized it wasn't really a good thing for me to do at the moment. So because I used to have this ego that I should only do one thing that's I'm supposedly good at, but I wanted to like get rid of this ego, so I went into a different path using the video editing, which was completely new to me as well. And I just wanted to try out. I didn't really like it for the first few months, but because of the C campus and AI, it kind of gave me a new uh, view of the whole content creation. So I just started to enjoy it.
What skill did you have before you joined?
Well, I used to have a job in cybersecurity, so I was going to be a hacker as well, and I was going to. Uh, I wasn't like having any jobs in that sense of like working with clients inside my job yet, but I wanted to be a freelancer in that. Then I realized that it's kind of tricky to do it without any experience because like it's to do with security and stuff. So I kind of went on a different path. Doesn't mean I left it forever. I will come back to it in the future as well. But right now, I'm just gonna make money of what's actually taught inside the real world instead of trying to do my own thing, as
Yeah,
most
yeah.
people do.
So- And then, how did the content creation and AI campus contribute to your video editing?
I played with some AI. I did some promos with AI for my client, which made me slight increase on that retainer, just like an extra thing for getting people to his Telegram. So that was pretty useful. Out of all the people that they hired, I was like top one of people of amount of people I got in a month because of AI.
Mhm.
Right now, because my guy, one of my clients actually from the real world, he teaches me new editing style. So it doesn't do much. It doesn't use much of AI. Instead, it's a very engaging style that uses more of a stock footage and all different effects. But in the future, I will incorporate AI into this and make it kind of my own as well.
Mhm. What do you think makes a video engaging then? A short form video.
Uh, just I mean, like after a few seconds, you kind of feel bored and you want to like scroll down, and in that moment, you have to like put something of a different effect. A lot of people use the same effect, but there are like many different ones of like it's like a B-roll itself. It's something that's moving like a flashing light or something that makes it kind of stick into it, and the more it differs as well, then the more it keeps people's attention on the video, which is
Mhm.
very important.
Okay, tough. And how comes you only stuck to the real world to get clients and didn't try outreach maybe through other platforms? Not that that's a bad thing. I'm just wondering.
I used to have like my mind was kind of clogged. I had a very high amount of emotional resistance. I couldn't really put myself to work. It was like very hard for me to actually even take any action. And with the real world, I was like, because I had a very bad financial situation, I had no choice, so I had to found it. Now I again had a bad financial situation, so I did it again now, right? And now it's time. But because for after getting my first client in content creation, I actually went to copywriting campus for quite a lot of time, and I had like a lot of downward spirals. I couldn't get anything done with copywriting. Then I just came back to content creation because like it wasn't point. My idea was that I could land a copywriting client and then upsell them on the content creation. But in this case, I'm gonna do the reverse of it in the future.
Go. So, and what would you say was the biggest challenge you faced then when you were implementing lessons you learned from the real world?
Biggest challenge, probably just going out of the real world and doing things. Like we all been taught for kind of as the school teaches us kind of like the consumption basis of like you consume a lot of content and you don't create much. And I had this for a very long time. It felt productive to do a lecture, right? But then you don't really do much outside of it. You don't go into the real world. You are scared to talk to people. You are scared to actually get stuff done outside, and that's probably my biggest challenge. I don't mean I've somewhat overcome it, but right now because I haven't landed any client from the outside the real world at all. Right now, I give myself a little challenge to like put like a lot of momentum and like send 100 DMs to people as fast as humanly possible, and get this fear out of my head as well.
Hmm. Fair enough. And in terms of finances, I know in Poland it's basically just above average monthly wage, right? What you're earning. Because compared to
Yeah,
Lithuania,
but
for example, I think it's 800 to 1,000 euros a month that people are like averaging.
yeah. So I live in UK, so it's slightly more
Oh
expensive.
yeah, UK, right.
Yeah, but I ran this place at my parents' house. I mean, I ran the room, and it's actually not too bad. I make it like just right on a thing, but it doesn't give me any financial comfort. So I have to like put myself more into it. And now I'm actually having increase of my income, so it's okay. And like
Yeah.
next month, I should hit 3 to 4K definitely.
Nice, good. And how does your average day look like now compared to before you joined the real world?
Well, my average day. mm, I am I have higher sense of purpose, definitely. Like I no longer like daydream about things, so I'm not like hyper distracted of things that are outside and thinking like, oh, it would be very nice to do this and that. Now I'm actually going closer to what I want to accomplish, especially with the real world. Definitely, my mindset has changed a lot. I see the world through a completely different lens now. I understand more about how to kind of get rid of like this self-sabotaging thoughts, how to uh, it's more like you are surrounded by good people as well, and I made a few friends inside, which is very beneficial because like I stopped hanging out with people that I know in real life much because they don't have that mentality and this mindset that they want to be like top 1% of top 1% type of person.
Mhm.
Just not it's not like they're not bad people, but it's just it's this type of like subconscious that when I go somewhere, I feel like they try to drag me down because I'm a bit different from them.
Mhm. Interesting. What do you think gives you that this drive then to be top 1% of the top 1%?
This this drive. I mean, I used to have like a tiny portion of this since I was a kid, but it has only been amplified now since the real world came to be. Because
Mhm.
before it was like, oh, it would be nice if I was rich or something, and I didn't really know what to do about it. And now I've actually got step by step methodology to achieving that. It's
Okay.
the only thing that actually stops me is just I still have this wrong part of my mindset which was wired by the world around me from my whole years. It's like two different people fighting each other all the time, right? And I think once I reach that one milestone, let's say 4 5K month, I probably should. This part of me that has been sabotaging me for my whole life is probably gonna die off.
Hmm. Interesting. And how do you actually improve in video editing then? What's your process?
Well, the guy actually, my client I got from the reward, he teaches me new video editing style. So he gives me some sample to work with. He gives me examples, tutorials. I give him some work, and then he just gives me feedback on it, and then we just go back and forth
Hmm.
until the thing is ready for me to edit on my own, and then it goes from there.
Yep, solid. So since you're on this trajectory, where do you see your life heading in the short term, medium term, and long term?
Short term, definitely, I need to learn the client from outside the real world. This is what the real world is about. So unless I do that, I don't think I've even used 1% of what's inside, to be honest. So getting there. Another one is after I ran the client, doing performance creator bootcamp, which was the art creation by Pope, which is pretty decent as well. Because it's like a copywriting. I wanted to do copywriting anyway in the future. I want to mix the two, so that's kind of halfway there. It
Mhm.
incorporates both. And in the future, definitely, well, that's short term. So probably it's gonna right now I get like 5K or above a month with all these resources from content creation, client acquisition, and some business mastery as well.
Mhm. Okay. Then, in terms of the material, since you're saying there's still so much more to get through, how different is it compared to what you could have found out on the internet?
Uh, Well, on the internet, I'm not entirely sure. I wasn't like specifically looking for it because like a lot of these ideas I've all of this I've learned by being part of the real world. Like it kind of formed my worldview of what's actually achievable. So I wasn't looking outside of it for that at all. I didn't know most of this stuff. I was very anxious before. I couldn't speak properly. I thought I'm gonna be nervous today, but I'm not.
Hmm.
So it's like. Uh, I don't think there is. I don't think I can actually give a comparison to the outside, but like when it comes to like YouTube and stuff, it's not the same. To be honest, out of this point of view that you do need a feedback loop, and there is no better feedback loop that first of all a mentor and then a community as well, which won't happen when you have a course, just a course online,
Hmm.
and you have like thousands of students there. But inside the real world, you have professors, captains, everybody who can actually give you feedback. So it's much different.
Indeed. And when you said you have gotten close to some people within the real world, do you do some kind of accountability calls or is it just checking in on each other? What's the dynamic there?
Not accountability is more like helping each other out with stuff. Uh, what I actually need is accountability, which is why I decided to do this interview because that keeps me accountable in a public
Mhm.
eye, which is which is very useful. Before, like I couldn't be accountable by myself, so it's better to have it with someone like that.
Okay, fair. So yeah, we can do a follow up in future
Hmm.
to check in on you once you're at, as you said, 4 to 5 thousand per month. That would be good to see the contrast then compared to now, just for yourself and to. It's good to track your progress. Okay, so I guess we can wrap up then with a final question for people who are unsure about joining the real world. Because what if it could be a scam for the $50? What advice would you have to them?
So I mean, it's only $50, and at the same time, the amount of content keeps increasing. Like the professors and the captains constantly go through the everything inside the real world to make sure it's most up to date. Everything's kind of polished every time. A few campuses I saw in my own eyes change like 3 or 4 times. The whole structure changed too much. What's the world actually looks like, and you have fixed price, and the amount of value actually keeps increasing at the same time what you're gonna spend your money on otherwise. Like what's the alternative? You either can invest in yourself, even when you not make any progress for like little progress for like 6 7 months, you still get closer and closer to that dream life you could have, rather than just staying outside and later regretting after many years that haven't achieved anything.
Mhm. Very solid answer. And now, if people want to find out more about you or contact you, where can they do so?
I give you my Instagram because it's my name, so it's hard to say it. That people not gonna type it in after I say it.
Okay,
Yeah, so I just give you the link to it. Yeah.
cool. I'll add that to the description of the video. And yeah, Michal, did I say that right? Michal.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for coming on and sharing your story. And as we said, look forward to the follow up to see just how much you progressed then. And until then, I wish you all the best.
Yeah. Thank you very much.